Bonjour. A lot of you are probably thinking that French women do stay slim because they smoke and they have eating disorders. I want to address this big cliche in this video because as a French woman, I am so tired. I am so annoyed to read all this big cliche made by by people who do not understand France. To be clear, America is America, France is France, and what is normal in America is not normal in France. If it is normal in America to eat all day long, if it is normal in America to eat sugar, crap, to snack all day, if it is normal in America to be overweight, it is not normal in France. And I can understand that if you grew up in America, if you never traveled to Europe, if you never been to Europe before, if you don't have this European mind, I can understand that if you are coming here in France, in Paris, you might be super shocked and you might call what we say eating disorders something that you don't understand because you've never been into France. I'm Alice, I'm French and I live in Paris, and in this video I'm going to show you the shocking truth, the shocking reasons why we French women stay slim. How do I get this perfect body? Again, this is my natural body. I do not work out very hard. I do not starve myself. I do not have eating disorders. And I do not smoke. So I'm going to share my own experience, my trauma, what I've been through all my life. How do I stay slim? Do I feel pressure to stay slim here in France and in Paris? If you want to learn the French diet, learn it from a French woman because the rest is just bullshit. Let's talk quickly about the shocking culture between French food and American food. I lived 10 years in the States, and during my time there, let me tell you that I really experienced a shocking culture between the two countries. There is sugar in every single food in America. They all the time putting sugar, chemical, synthetic elements in everything you are eating. Second, there is no real food in America. Nothing is real. Cheese is not really cheese. It is a combination of water and something super chemical with pasteurized milk. I got very, very bad acne in the States. This is my skin when I was eating cheese in the States. It never happened in my life in Paris. My two favorite stores in the States were Whole Foods and Wegmans. I used to love Wegmans simply because I used to find European stuff in Wegmans, European brands. So they were my only stores in the States. I never ever bought food from Walmart, for example, from Costco. Let me tell you that Costco for an European is just disgusting because everything is so big in Costco. We don't eat that much. We are not used to that big, extra big portion. Another shocking culture and difference between America and France. In America, they think that eating healthy is eating sandwiches, quesadilla, for example. We all the time eat quesadilla, pizza, fries, sandwiches are not considered healthy in France. Not. This is something that you eat sometimes, very occasionally when you don't have anything else to eat. Don't eat that on an everyday basis. And guess what? In the States, it's simply considered something super basic that you can eat every single day. Let's talk about the difference between French women and Parisian women. It is true that there is a difference between the average French girl and the average Parisian. Usually Parisian women are skinnier, they are slimmer than the rest of women in France. There's different explanation for that. Usually in Paris you do not have any car, you walk much more when you live in Paris than the rest in the countryside in France. There's another thing also about the culture here in Paris. There's a little bit of pressure actually in Paris to stay slim. This is true, this is a cliche, but this one is true. When I moved in Paris a long time ago, I started to be conscious about my body. I started to diet. And I remember the first time I started to be very conscious about the way I was looking and how slim I was. The first time I bought a pant, I was in Yves Saint Laurent boutique. I wanted a jean from Yves Saint Laurent, and the women in Yves Saint Laurent boutique asked me about my size, and I was like, I don't know my size in Yves Saint Laurent. This is the first time I'm buying a jean from you. And she looked at me and she was, I think your size is extra, extra small, which was too tiny for me. Extra, extra small was too tiny. But it was the first time that I realized that I was skinny and I look skinny. But before moving to Paris, I was not so conscious about the way I look and my body. So this is true that in Paris, on average, if you work in Paris, women and Parisian women are very, very slim. So the question that's come often and often, do I feel pressure every day to stay slim? This is a tricky question because I always have been slim all my life, except when I went back from the States, I gained weight. I moved in Miami and I gained a lot of weight. I gained around 10 kilos, so more than 10 pounds, I believe. And when I went back to France, it was the first time in my life that I realized how much weight I gained. My clothes, my wardrobe, my Parisian wardrobe, nothing was fitting anymore. So I was able to lose 10 kilos in just a few months. So I did the job, actually. I did it in the healthy way. I will tell you all my secrets. So don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to follow me. I will give you all my tips. I want to look good. I want to look confident, in my own skin. I want to walk in the beach and be like, okay, I love my body. So I do things for myself. I don't feel a lot of pressure every day, but yes, I'm body conscious, but I do that for myself first. Second cliche I want to address, working does not keep French women slim. I think you will all agree that working every day do help you to stay slim, okay? Do help you to exercise, to burn calories without even thinking about it, especially if you don't like to work out. In fact, Paris is the only city where I lose weight so easily because I do not own a car, okay, in Paris. I wake up every single day at 6, 7 a.m. I have to walk my dog first. I have to go to the office, which is not close to where I am living in Paris. So guess what? I am taking the public transportation. I have around 20 minutes of walk after that. And during lunch, I have business meetings, so still I do work to go to my business meetings. I go back from work after 6 p.m. I'm still working. I have to walk my dog again. Sometimes if I have time, if I'm not so tired, I do some little exercise, a little run in Paris. So as you can see, my day is pretty active and I exercise and I work a lot. If you're American, if you grew up in America all your life, and if you don't have this European culture about working, because this is very, very European. Again, I live 10 years in the States, and there people are not even working when they go to the groceries. They all the time taking the car, even it's just 5 minutes away. Usually in Europe, in Paris, you work even when you buy your groceries, you go to the fresh market, you have your little basket with you, you work so much. And if you are coming from America, this is very, very difficult for you to understand that working can help you to stay slim. Third cliche, intense workout does not help French women to stay slim. So guess what? I'm going to disappoint you about this cliche, but French women do work out. My mother, she is 60 plus, she do work out twice a week. Although this is true that French women do not love, it's not common in France to really make a lot of intense workout. I would say it's not as common as America. Another thing that is so untrue, it is easy to work out here in Paris, and a lot of people are working out. I will say that the workout culture is more common here in Paris than the rest of France. We have the biggest public space here in Paris where you can enjoy a free workout. This is called the Bois de Boulogne. So the Bois de Boulogne in Paris is very well known by Parisian. It's a big, small forest inside of Paris. And a lot of people do come in this area just to work out. They do exercise, they do their run, the jogging every single morning. It is very well known by Parisian who lives in the area. Another thing, it is very easy to work out and very common here in Paris because we have a lot of gym membership club, like expensive one like L'Usine or Le Can, and non-expensive like for 10 euros each month. Like Neoness, for example, you can work out here in Paris. It's not expensive. It is very accessible. And the first big cliche I want to address, the elephant in the room actually, French women stay slim because they have eating disorders. This is so bullshit. This is so untrue. And again, this is an American perspective of the French diet. Yes, in France, we do not think that eating sugar, eating all day long, because American people eat all day long. This is something that really shocked me when I went back to the States. People love to enjoy eating all day long. They snack all day long. There's not this, rule or proper time to eat in the day. They eat a little bit all day long and they never stop. And as a French woman in America, I was so surprised and so shocked. So here in France, we do not think that eating all day long is healthy, okay? We do not think that eating snacks, sugar, candy, crap, McDonald's, drinking Coca-Cola, at lunch is healthy. So if you consider eating disorders, not eating sugar, candy, crap, McDonald's, processed food, industrial foods, or eating all day, leave me with my eating disorders. I'm proud to be French. I'm proud of my country. I'm proud to the fact that in France, we have the highest percentage of slim people in the world. And yes, in France, we do not think that America, and especially the diet in America, is healthy. So how French women do stay slim? They just stay slim because they have healthy eating habits. And I'm so proud that I wasn't allowed as a kid to eat at McDonald's. My parents always tell me that McDonald's is not healthy, fries is not healthy, okay? They always try to raise me with healthy eating habits. I do not drink Coca-Cola, for example. If you go to my kitchen, there is no Coca-Cola. I try to reduce my sugar consumption. My mom used to be a stay-at-home mom, and she used to cook for the children. She used to prepare every day fresh meal with fresh foods, with fresh vegetables, with fresh also fruits. She used to go to the fresh market almost twice or 3 times a week. When you grow up in France with this culture of healthy food, with this culture that you should not drink Coca-Cola, you should not eat McDonald's, you should not eat sugar, candy. My mom never, ever bought me candy. I was not allowed to eat candy. You grew up with this healthy culture of food. You appreciate to cook. You also know some healthy tips. For example, I don't cook with butter. I cook only with olive oil. And this is true that time to time French women diet. I do diet for summer, for example, but I do not starve myself. I just switch to something that is a little bit different and regular. I eat more fresh food. Again, I eat more fish. So I do not eat meat, for example. I do have a switch in my diet, which is even healthier than my healthy regular diet. Some of my favorite weight loss tips. For example, when I'm craving sugar, guess what I do? I always get a small dessert proportion. We call it in France café gourmand. So if I translate gourmandish coffee. Café gourmand is a small plate of little tiny small desserts. Café Gourmand is really a smart way to consume sugar and indulge yourself. Look at the small size, the small portion of a dessert here in France. That's why I stay slim and I can still indulge myself. Another tips also, I drink a lot of infusion. I don't drink coffee, I don't drink a lot of tea, but I do drink a lot of infusion. This is also a way to fight sugar craving most of the time. Just wait a little bit after you eat and drink an infusion, drink water, drink sparkling water, drink infusion. And you will see that most of the time you just don't want to eat dessert. I cook only with olive oil, which is so much better and healthier than, the heavy fat butter. Another tips, of course, I never add sugar in my tea or my coffee. I don't also eat cheese, goat cheese. I only eat goat cheese. So, this is the small tips that really help me in my healthy diet. And the last cliche I want to address, French women stay slim because they smoke. I am so tired about this cliche because I read that also on the comments of my video. Oh, you are slim because you smoke and you drink coffee. This is so untrue and I'm so bored about it. So I'm going to address this cliche once and for all. So first, I don't drink coffee all day. I just drink coffee once because I love my little espresso, like everybody else. And I don't drink coffee all day long. Once a day at breakfast, that's it. Second, I do not smoke. I do not smoke, and French women do not smoke to stay slim. It was true maybe 20 years ago, 10 years ago. If you were coming in Paris 10 years ago or even 20 years ago, every single Parisian were smoking because smoking were allowed. It was still allowed, even inside restaurants, even inside public spaces. This is not the case anymore. Things have changed a lot in France regarding smoking. So smoking to lose weight might be true for the past generation, okay? Maybe for my grandmother, maybe my grandmother, but it's not true anymore. People quit smoking. There's less and less women who are smoking here, especially in Paris. First, smoking is not allowed anymore due to the regulation. Second, it is way more expensive to smoke here in France. To tell you, the cost of cigarettes, of one packet of cigarettes here costs around 20 euros. This is not accessible for the average Parisian anymore, or even the average French people. So a lot of people are quit smoking. Second, women in France are more aware of the fact that smoking can really damage your skin, can age you a lot. Another experience of mine I want to share with you, very, very personal. My mom used to be a heavy smoker. She used to smoke a lot. She's been quitting since then, but she used to smoke a lot and she was still struggling. She was still a little bit overweight. So smoking does not make you staying slim. She was smoking and she wasn't what we call super skinny or super slim. She was still struggling with some kilos she was dealing with. And the funny fact is that my mom now is 60 plus. She's been through menopause. She quit smoking. She's not smoking anymore. And guess what? She lose so much weight. Now she's even slimmer than me. Can you believe it? She quit smoking through the menopause and she's even skinnier and slimmer than me. And I want to end this video with facts. Not cliche, but with fact. 42% of people in America are obese. 12% of people in America are diabetic. By 2040, there will be more overweight people than skinny and slim one. There is absolutely no magic. If you want to stay slim, it's not with eating disorders, it's not with starving yourself, it's not with smoking. It is just by having an healthy lifestyle, and it's hard. It's the hard way. So please stop watching all these videos made by people who absolutely don't understand France. They don't understand our culture. They don't understand our lifestyle. And with their own American perspective, they will tell you that we smoke and we have eating disorder. And this is the real thing I want to touch upon to conclude this video. I will call that simply the tall poppy syndrome. If you don't know what's the tall poppy syndrome, let me remind you, the tall poppy syndrome occurs when people are attacked, resent, disliked, criticized, and cut down because of their achievement or success, or just because they are above average. This is the perfect example of what is the tall poppy syndrome. You know, this is the joy of cutting down other people because they have achieved something that you probably don't. And I will end this video here. Let me know what you think in the comments about this video. I'm going to make more video about weight loss. I'm going to give you all my tips. Don't forget to subscribe. Really don't forget to subscribe. And I see you very soon for another one. Bye.